It's inspiring moments with Kaylin. It's inspiring moments with Kaylin. Come on in. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the Inspiring Moments with Kaylin live podcast. I am your host, Kaylin John Louis, and I hope everyone has had an amazing Sunday. I hope everyone is doing great. You are staying safe, wearing your mask, washing your hands, and practicing social distancing to ensure everyone's safety. I am super duper excited for tonight. This is going to be a great show. I am looking forward to all the amazing things that will happen, and I just am so happy for this show. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin YouTube channel and turn on your post notifications. Next, you can follow me on Instagram at KaylinCares15, on Twitter at Kaylin Cares, and on Facebook at Kaylin's Caring Connection. Those three platforms will show the different posts and the different endeavors that we are going on, whether it's sharing flyers, giving information. We would just be talking about the different things going on with Kaylin's Caring Connection and Inspiring Moments with Kaylin. Also, I need you to please follow me on LinkedIn and follow me on all the platforms that I listed already. Also, last thing, please check out the Kaylin's Caring Connection website, because on that website, you can see all things Kaylin's Caring Connection, whether it is talking about the drives, whether it's talking about events that are coming up, or if you just want to know more about why I started Kaylin's Caring Connection and Inspiring Moments with Kaylin. Again, I thank you all for tuning in. Hello to everybody who is coming in and commenting. I will try my best to see your comments and be able to respond. If you have any questions or comments at any time during this live podcast, please feel free to put them in the chat, because we want to hear from your perspective. We want to allow this to be conversational, and we want you to be able to be a part of the whole conversation. Now, if you've been keeping up with this whole podcast over the last couple weeks or on social media, you know that I've been raising awareness for other youth caregivers with the KCK Youth Caregiver Awareness movement. This movement has been and will continue to raise awareness for caregiving youth who help care for sick loved ones, sick family members, or disabled or aging relatives. You also know that I've been able to celebrate some awesome and incredible youth on the show by highlighting their stories and allowing them to just really talk about all the things that they're doing now. Now, today is the last day. Today is the final day that everybody has been waiting for, because I am super excited about what we are going to be talking about. But before I get into everything with the whole KCK upcoming drive, the thing that we have been pushing, I have a special guest that is going to be on tonight with me. She will highlight her caregiving journey, and she has done so many things. She is a social worker and dementia consultant with a Bachelor of Science degree in social work from the University of Montevallo. She also is a certified dementia practitioner. She has worked for over 2 decades in long-term care, serving the elderly population and their families. She has developed the framework, structure, and programming for multiple memory care units and the behavior management systems they employ. She actively consults with families and facilities, educates and trains caregivers, writes about her failures and successes in caregiving, and talks about dementia to any willing audience. She has a deep desire to understand dementia more fully so she can translate that knowledge into helping people with dementia and their caregivers, both personally and professionally. She is the author of an Amazon bestseller book entitled Dementia with Grace, a new positive way of dealing with behaviors in dementia. She is a small town girl who lives and works out of an 1892 farmhouse deep in the heart of Dixie with her husband Phil. She has one daughter, Emily, and a ragdoll cat named Contessa. She is super duper compassionate, friendly, charismatic, and hilarious. My special guest name is Miss Vicky Noland Fitch. Welcome to the podcast, Miss Vicky.
Hello, Kaylin. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited for this.
I am too. I am so glad that you were able to be on tonight because I am so inspired by your story. Just the amazing things that you are doing this with your whole movement, trying to help people with dementia, being able to write your book, just being able to teach people more about caring for others with dementia and just helping caregivers. Now, before we go deep into the conversation, right now, if you're watching, I ask that you please share this video so we can have as many people as we can to come on and watch, because this is going to be an amazing conversation with awesome tips. And I really want you to be able to get some great nuggets and tips out of this. So go ahead and share it. You have time, you allow it to roll, share it with as many people as you can, because again, we want this to get out to as many people as possible. Thank you for watching again. I am so happy, Miss Vicky, from the bottom of my heart to be able to have you on. And I am so excited. So let's dive right in. Now, I gave all your introductions about being a certified dementia practitioner, all things, but do you want to just open up with yourself, with the audience, being able to tell them just a little bit more about you and your story?
Sure, I would love to. You've already highlighted most of the things that I talk about first. I was a nursing home social worker before I became a certified dementia practitioner. But I was so enamored with all of our folks with dementia there at the nursing home that I knew that I wanted to learn more about dementia. So that's why I got some more education and went ahead and became certified in that specialty. Then I was tapped to open a dementia unit in the nursing home that I was in. So I did that, and then it was successful. And so I've been able to share the same system all over the nation now, in fact, internationally. And it has just been the joy of my life to be able to grow up and do what I wanted to do when I was a little girl, saying, when people ask, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I would say, I want to be a social worker. And I'm 51 years old, and I'm a grown up, and I'm a social worker. And it's the joy of my life to serve the dementia population, the people that take care of the people with dementia and the people themselves. So
amazing. It is awesome to hear you say that you were able to just find something that you love. A lot of people have jobs, but you truly are living your purpose and walking in that and being able to use it to help other people, because some people get gifts and they keep them to themselves, but you're going the extra mile and being able to use that gift to bless others. So that is an amazing thing. Now, I have one question. What inspired you to really start this journey? Was there anything that happened? I know that you started your own caregiving journey. So how did that all come about for you to really pursue your career?
Well, I think that we all, to some extent, are caregivers. We're all, to some extent, to care recipients and care receivers. But when I was 16 years old, my grandmother had to come and live with us. And so she lived a month with us, a month with my aunt, then back to me, back to my aunt. So she took over my room for the month that she was there. I was on the couch and she was in the bedroom. And, I was just her caregiver because my mother wasn't strong enough to lift her and bathe her and all those things. And then my brother was there, but he wasn't able to help because of, they didn't want him to help with those intimate issues, obviously. So I started becoming a caregiver for her. And then 2 years later, I had to go to college, and she had to be admitted into a nursing facility because I was no longer able to provide, the care on the month that we had her. And it really bothered me. And I talked to her about it, and I told her, I said, I cannot go to college. I can just stay home and, take care of you. And she said, absolutely not. She said, you are going to college as planned, and I will be fine. She went into a nursing home that was a good nursing home, but they were still doing kind of barbaric things back then. That was 1988. 87 is when Congress passed the Oprah 87 Act, the Older Americans Act. And a lot of things have changed in those intervening years. But I saw that things could be done differently. And I thought, can you be a social worker in a nursing home? And, when I got to college, I found out, oh, yeah, you absolutely can. And so that's where I started as a youth caregiver. And it, that's why when I met you and heard about your focus on this thing tonight, where people are going to be awarded for that, it just, it so resonated with me because I was a youth caregiver and have been. So now I'm still youthful. I'm a youthful caregiver at 50.
Right.
But I don't meet the 18 and under criteria anymore. But yeah, that really is what prompted me on this journey to get into nursing home social work, and then seeing the dementia side of things and knowing that caregiving could be made easier even inside a facility than it was. So that's when I developed my system for behavior management and caregiving, and that's my story from there.
That's awesome. It's so inspiring. And even what somebody just said, they said you are so good at what you do. I believe that you are as well, because a lot of people, you took this whole, it could have been a negative situation. We see it from the perspective of you had to care for your grandmother. Other kids probably my age would probably be like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to take time out of my day to care for my grandmother when I'm trying to grow up and be my own child, being able to actually develop into who I am? But you took that, made it positive, because of course that was your grandmother. You wanted to make sure that she was okay, but also being able to see what was going on and what she dealt with and find ways to make it better for her and future generations.
Exactly.
You being here right now, being able to do what you're doing by giving tips to other caregivers who are dealing with patients with dementia. You're allowing other people to get knowledge sooner, and they're able to have those resources where they can go and read a book if they don't feel like talking to somebody because they're comfortable. They have those resources. You giving tips, tricks with your group that you have on Facebook, being able to just connect with people and make sure they're okay. That is so awesome and commendable. And it's very inspiring me because I am a youth caregiver. Other people that have come on are a youth caregiver, but just being able to see you here, a living testimony of changing something negative into something positive.
Right. Well, I believe life is an object lesson. I believe that, the cliche of life lessons is cliche because it is so true. There are life lessons all around us, and we just need to be open to that. I believe I'm a practicing Christian, and I believe that God opens things, opens opportunities, opens doors, opens relationships, opens connections, so that we can walk in our fulfillment of our journey. So I just love what I do. And they say if another cliche is, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Well, I don't really truly feel like I've ever worked a day in my life. I love what I do. I love who I do it for.
That is awesome. That is so my mind is blown. I am very, very excited. And what you said about knowing that how you feel, even with the cliche, because I've heard that from other people too, when you really are doing something that you love, it doesn't feel like you're working. But I mean, just being able to take your whole career, I'm very, very happy because you are inspiring other people. You're allowing people to know that they're not alone. And just going back to your caregiving journey, 16. that is a pivotal age for a lot of girls. They're trying to figure out what they're doing. They're trying to see, okay, my next step, I'm going to college, and got to make sure, what career do I want to major in? What do I want to do? And luckily, this inspired you. But I know you said that, of course, that was the 80s, and there's so much that has changed from that time. So what was one of the most challenging times you had while caring for your grandmother at the age of 16?
Getting enough sleep. She had a little bell. She had a little bitty bell by her bed. It's a little bitty, just a little bitty cowbell. And she would ring it when she needed me, because I on those months slept in the living room on the couch. And so she would ring that bell, and I would go in there and check on her and see what was going on. She would just need a little something, but she needed it in the middle of the night. So going to bed tired. I went to bed tired. Going to school tired. I went to school tired a lot,
Right.
Because I was up meeting her needs in the middle of the night. But little did I know that later down the path, I would need the knowledge that taught me the spiritual side of things, of
Exactly.
getting beyond what you believe you're capable of, and tapping into that spiritual strength that you need to say, okay, getting up, this is my duty, honor my father and mother, honor my grandmother,
Yeah.
get up and do this. But boy, there were some tired mornings that I went to school, and I thought, nobody really understands, what I'm going through, that I have to get up and get my grandmother ready for the day. And then I have to get myself ready for the day, and I've not had a full night's sleep. So, so I love that you have an opportunity, you have a platform for people to get together and talk about those issues, because I didn't have anybody really to talk to at the time. So that was my biggest challenge back then as a youth.
Wow, I can't even imagine. I mean, I'm very happy that I have my mother to be the primary caregiver, because of course I'm not doing all of this on my own. This is not, so I can't imagine just having to, because I know even some children don't understand other people. A lot of people sometimes crack jokes or do things when they see people, oh, she's coming to school tired, or maybe she was doing something she had no business doing. A lot of people don't really understand other people's side of the story, and they don't really try to find ways to help other people. So I am happy as well that there are other ways for people right now to find others that they can talk to.
Oh, it's fabulous. Facebook,
right?
Social media, YouTube, social media in general, and then just like through FaceTime and things. The technology, I would never have even dreamed we would have this technology in 2021. I thought we would be in flying cars, and that anything the Jetsons talked about, I thought was going to be
my mom has talked about that show.
Be our experience, right? But what's been so interesting though is that you can't. I remember George Jetson sitting with his feet up on the desk, and he had a big television, and he was talking to people through that television. And I thought flying cars would be much more visible. I mean, I thought that's what would happen, instead of us being visible to each other. But it has been it's amazing how life has changed in just the last 30-40 years. It's amazing.
Right. And I know you've been able to see a lot of things happen. You've seen a lot of change. And so being able to be a social worker, and I know there's different people that are reporting now talking about different workers who are working in nursing homes who aren't treating their patients as well. They are not getting the right treatment that they need because of COVID, and their members aren't actually able to see them and be able to go in. So how have you been able to aid and help other people when it comes to the workers, trying to educate the workers about how to deal with certain patients?
Well, I'm very specific. I come from a very specific focus, because I am a social worker. I'm not a nurse. I'm not administration. I'm social work. So I'm right there in the middle. I'm an advocate for the residents inside of a nursing home. Now I consult now, so I consult with social workers who do this, but it is a nursing home industry. There's nursing that has to take care, that has to be taken, you have to take care of folks through the nursing side. So I have to be able to talk to the nurses and say, when you're taught to be a hammer, you see every problem as a nail. for example. And
Wow.
if there was a problem behavior, nursing wanted to give a medicine. Nursing thought nursing. If there's an untoward behavior, or there's restlessness or pacing or insomnia, they just want to give a pill, right? Nursing home industry, at the end there are the top line managers who are trying to do everything within a budget, within a time frame. So they're all very analytical. I'm right there in the middle with home. Home is where I fit. I'm not in nursing. I'm not in the industry. I'm in a person's home. And I still teach that we are in their home. We are working in their home. They're not living where we work. We are working in their home. And so we have to think about, are we taking care of their essential needs? Are we taking care of their activity needs? Are we taking care of their humanitarian needs and their welfare needs?
Right.
Social workers amplify that message to say, this is their home. We know you're a nurse here. We know you're the director and you want to do everything in a budget. But y'all have to come together and make sure that their home is as pleasant and welcoming as it can be. And so that's what social workers do. Mm-hmm.
I am just blown away. You are so amazing. You are so awesome. Somebody just commented, said communication is so very important for social workers to have with nurses or whoever it may be that is taking care of their loved ones. And that is true. And I mean, I'm 15. Of course, I don't know everything about social work, but I am super glad to know more about this. Know that if I ever have to, even if I know somebody who may be going through the same thing, I've met you. I can get in contact with you.
Mm-hmm.
Refer them to you, I can refer them to other people. And so just seeing that you've done this, you have so many accomplishments. Like I said earlier, your book, and you have your YouTube channel. You give out encouraging words with your group. So just to wrap this before we go into the next thing, what is new for you? What is the upcoming thing for Miss Vicky? What are you about to get ready to get together?
Well, I am working on the second edition of the book. The book is Dementia with Grace, a new positive way of dealing with behaviors in people with dementia. So it has a very tight focus on behavior management. But because I'm able to, there's my book right there. Because I'm able to share my tips and tricks, people have been able to stay home longer in their home. Best-selling author is nice. And it's nice to be able to put on my CV, on my resume. But the greatest achievement I have achieved so far in my career is for people to say, I'm able to keep mama at home longer because of what you taught me. Mother will be able to stay in her own home with sitters versus going into a nursing home, because that was the last thing that they would want to do. And I have enabled them to stay at home as long as possible. So that's the highest award I could be given. So the second edition will be coming out hopefully the end of March, 1st of April. Yeah, I'm excited. And so it's a great book already, but it's just we're gonna have some other things in there for the second edition that I just didn't put in there. So, but yeah, anybody can contact me at Vicky. It's up there on the screen, Vicky at dementiawithgrace.org. And from there, you can find out all about my YouTube channel, all about the Facebook group. So I'm just so excited that you had me on that I could share.
Of course, and y'all go connect with her. I'm telling y'all, she's doing amazing things. You want to read that next book, because my mom even told me that your book helped her with everything. So y'all go get that book when it comes out. Y'all follow up with Miss Vicky because she's doing so many things. Wow, I'm just so inspired. I love that you were on this.
Thank you.
Woman is here on this show, and she is just showing everyone that you may start as a youth caregiver. You may start doing something that you don't know what it's going to do to affect your life, but something that may seem negative can turn into something positive that can affect your life for the rest of your life and can eventually end up leading you to your purpose. So if you are going through something and you are going through challenges, remember that challenge is going to teach you something. You may not know what yet, but it's going to teach you something.
Exactly.
Now, the big moment that I and everybody have been waiting for. It is time to announce the KCK Youth Caregiver Award winners. I'm so happy. So, this movement has just blessed so many people, and you all have donated and shared the flyers and the live videos. You've pushed this drive. My godmom is Danette McBride, has been there every step of the way. She helped plan this out. She helped everybody get everything together, and she just helped us get this. So I thank her so much. And I thank everybody who's donated. Anybody who's pushed out a flyer, you have helped to allow what is about to happen to happen. You have allowed yourself to be a part of the movement, and God has moved through KCK to be able to bless many people and bless these youth caregivers. Now, I said I was choosing 3 winners. However, I decided that I wanted to honor this young lady because her story was beautiful, and I definitely wanted to mention her and make sure that she was great and taken care of. She takes care of her grandmother who cared, and she had dementia, diabetes, and congested heart failure. She is 16 years old and has a heart for caring. She has done so much just to be able to help her mother just be able to get through all the things that they're doing to make sure that her grandmother was okay. So I want to welcome her to the show. Her name is Talia Cowart, and I would love to have her on. So bring her in. Hello. Hi, nice to meet you. So, do you know why you're on?
No.
Okay, well, I'm here to let you know that you are nominated by your mom for the KCK Youth Caregiver Award. And even though you weren't want the first, second, or third, your story was definitely heartwarming to me. And I want to honor you. So you will receive a $50 Visa card and a KCK Youth Care t-shirt because we want you to know that we see you and we definitely see the care that you are doing. And while you care for those in your life, we care for you. We commend you. Your story is so amazing. You're 16, you're doing great things. And I am just so, so happy that to be able to meet you, to be able to have heard your story. This is a blessing from God through Kaylin's Caring Connection and our partners. Thank you so much. And I am so glad you have anything, anybody, you have want to say anything. I'm just happy to have honored you. You're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I would just like to say that Talia has been a brave soldier. Unfortunately, we lost my mom on January 24th of this year, but she was there. We were able to get her to the hospice house, and we were able to spend her last 72 hours together.
Wow.
She recognized Talia when Talia walked in, and she the nurse called her name, and she threw her hand up to Talia to recognize that she heard Talia's name, calling her name. So it has been, heartbreaking. But I can say that Talia was the number one trooper because I couldn't do the IV meds and all that stuff because I've never been one that liked to do shots and stuff like that. But this was the trooper. She gave her mom her IV transfuse medications every day. Every day. She gave her grandmother her diabetic medications, insulin shots twice a day if needed, but every single day. And she would say, okay, mom, you could do, but she did that. Sometimes I couldn't get my mom to eat, but she would go in there and she'll say, Grandma, come on, eat this with me. So she was a true caregiver. And when I saw them, speaking of your Caring Connection on WCTV, I was like, wow, I never really thought about it as an educator. You see everything, but I never really thought about the youth caregivers because they do not only grandparents and parents, but they often have to care for younger siblings. And she is the youngest out of her siblings on her and her mom on my side and her dad's side. So for her to, yes, she's the youngest. She's the youngest out of everyone. So for her to, dealing with everything else, she was our trooper. When my mom went through her triple bypass, She was at home, but she was telling me step by step, Mom, this is what they were doing. When they would tell me, she's like, Mom, this is what's happening. This is what's going to happen. And this is what's going to happen. And she was true to the T. Whenever something would go wrong with her wound back that they had on her chest, she would stand right by my mom's side, because I couldn't do that part. Just to see my mom's chest open, I couldn't do that. But she stood right there, and she'll come out and she'll say, okay, Mom, it's time for you to come back in now. We got her situated. And she would talk my mom through it all. She would stand right there. She wouldn't move. So I appreciate everything that you're doing, Kayla. This is wonderful just to see. You said you're 15, so you're actually younger than she is. So
Yes,
I would like
ma'am.
to say thank you so much for the honor. And I was surprised because I had totally forgot. Our world has been spinning up. So I had forgotten about it until I received the phone call. So we really appreciate it.
Of course.
Everything that you all are doing. And please, we're going to keep in, because we do a lot of volunteer stuff as well. So you
That's
will
awesome.
be seeing us. And
We will continue to connect with you, because her story is so amazing, and I definitely want to make sure everybody is good. Everybody make sure that they are mentally good and keep up with everybody. So we'll keep staying in contact with you. And of course, I'm so glad that we're able to honor Talia. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're so awesome, and you are so inspiring to everybody. So have a nice, great Sunday. I'm so glad to have honored you. Also, so that was my honorable mention, because she deserved to still be recognized. But my third place winner that I chose is an outstanding 14-year-old. Let's just go there. She's 14, and that is younger than me. So I'm just like, wow. She stepped into the role of a youth caregiver, and she technically didn't have to. However, she loves her grandmother so much that she just decided that she was going to make sure she is okay. She enjoys helping her in any way possible. She loves watching scary movies with her grandmother and just having sleepovers, enjoying time with her, just spending time. And she is there to care for her mentally, physically. She just wants to make sure that she is okay and that she is cared for along with her mom, because even her mom helps care, but she's latched on to her grandmother so much that she constantly checks in on her and is just there. Not every 14-year-old does that. A lot of children are focused on themselves, not other people. So I want to bring in Kalani King. Welcome to the podcast. Hi. You all might be muted.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I am so excited that you are on with me, and I don't know if you know why you're on, but I do want you to know that you are the third place winner for the Kaylin's Caring Connection Youth Caregiver Awards. You are doing so many amazing things to help your grandmother, and I commend you. You are a young, beautiful queen. You are doing all that you can to help her. So we will be reaching out to you to give you a $100 Visa card and a Youth Care 2 t-shirt, because we want you to know that we see you and that you are doing amazing things.
Thank you.
Of course. And this is all possible through God and with Kaylin's Caring Connection and our partners. We love you. We want you to know that your story is worthy to be shared. And we are just so glad to be able to have you on. I thank you, because you're 14. I may be a year older, but you're doing awesome things. And I'm just so, so happy that you are able to just receive this. So yay! I'm so happy, and I'm going to make sure I keep up with you all and connect with you all, because we want to be able to get you the things that you are awarded. We are so happy for you, and I am so grateful just to be able to hear your story and allow the world to hear it. So great job, Kalani, and we hope that you feel the love and feel the appreciation through God and Kaylin's Caring Connection. Thank you. Yay! Now let's move on to number 2. The second place winner is an outstanding 18-year-old. He is a young adult. And first of all, let's talk about he is a male. Not many males are caregivers. You usually see women in that role, so that is a lot within itself. But he is a young adult caregiver. He cares for his grandmother who has vascular dementia, and she is just needs anytime that she needs him, or just is in pain, or just needs somebody to be there for her. He is there to comfort her. He is there in case of any emergency, because there was a time where a medical emergency happened. He was right there to step in to make sure that she was okay, that if he got the hospital bag ready, he had everything ready to go to make sure that his grandmother is okay. He stayed with her for several hours just to talk to her. And that's a lot within itself, just to be able to communicate, because she may not remember everything or may not physically remember what's going on, but just to hear his voice, be able to know that he is there, she can definitely take that away. So I want to welcome to the show. Hello, Joseph Hughes. I want to welcome you. I think you should be popping up soon.
Hi.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I am so glad that you are on, because you are the second place winner for the KCK Youth Caregiver Award. I am so glad that you are doing this to help your grandmother. You're taking a huge step. You're helping so many people and allowing others to see your story. So I am so glad. And because of your sacrifice and everything that you're doing to care for her, we want to just celebrate you and award you by giving you a $200 Visa gift card and a KCK Youth Care t-shirt.
Okay.
Because we want you to know that we see you and we care for you. We appreciate you, Joseph, because you're 18. You could be doing stuff with college, doing all these things, but you are helping your grandmother, and we just appreciate you so much. This is a blessing from God.
Well, thank you.
Of course. And I am so happy for your story, and so happy that your mom was able to nominate you. Your mom or your dad, somebody was nominated you. So I am so glad that they were able to nominate you and get you recognized. We will be keeping up with you to make sure that you're good, and make sure to keep partnering, because we're all caregivers. We need to stick together. So I am so glad to have you on.
Well, thank you.
Y'all, he's been just wonderful. It's been 3 years since he's been a caregiver. So he's been doing this quite a while. He's kind of old hat at this. He's been such a help to us. It's just been amazing. And I just want to thank y'all for recognizing youth caregivers, because you don't hear about that, but they are there. They're in the home with the moms, taking care of the grandmas, and he's just such a help. And I know there's so many like him out there that are, at home maybe watching this, and just to know that somebody else is doing the same thing they are, experiencing the same things at a young age,
Right.
and giving up time to help instead of going and spending time with friends sometimes. Mm-hmm. He's just been such a blessing to us.
That's awesome. And I'm so glad that you were all able, because like we always say, we want to allow caregivers to know that youth care too, because you're right, not a lot of people talk about it. And it needs to be something that's talked about, because it's very important. Just as much as adults care, youth are still important. So we thank you, Joseph, and we are so glad to have been able to honor you. We will be mailing your stuff out so that we can get it to you, so that you can rock your t-shirt and be able to just enjoy your award.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your night, of course.
Yeah.
Now, last and certainly not least, I have my first place winner. And y'all, everybody's story has touched me. But his story, it really resonated. And I am so glad, because he's 15 years old. He happens to be the same age as me. Doesn't mean anything by that. But he's a 15-year-old caregiver. He cares for his mother, who has chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, congestive heart failure, high blood pressure, and asthma. He is there for her every day, every hour, 24/7, just to make sure that she has everything that she needs. He sacrifices time with friends, being able to live a normal teen life, just to be able to make sure his mom is okay and to be able to show that he loves her. He is very selfless and noble, and he has done so much. He even at one point sacrificed. His friends wanted him to go with him to a party, but he decided not to go because he wanted to care for his mother. And I don't know about y'all, but there's several people who right now wish they could go somewhere because of being isolated. And just to turn that down because of the love you have for your mom, that is awesome. So I want to bring Taiwan Kilpatrick. Welcome to the show. Hello.
Oh,
Hi. It's so nice to meet you. I'm so glad to be honoring you. You are doing so many amazing things to help your mom. And I want you to know that your story touched me deeply. And it inspired me just to be able to see amazing things. It allows me to know that so many people don't really recognize what others do. And so I want you to know that you are the first place winner and you will be receiving a $300 Visa gift card and a Youth Care 2 t-shirt, just so that you know that we care about you, we see you, we honor you, we know that you are doing amazing things, and that while you care for your mom, we want to take the time to care for you. A lot of times you're doing so much to help others, and we just want people to know that you matter. And that's not it, because your story touched me and my mom so deeply that we happened to see your mom submitted that one time you weren't able to go and hang out with your friends to go to a party, and they asked you to go on a limo ride and you turned it down, you declined it because of your mom. Well, we were able to partner with Copeland's services to be able to get you a free hour to be able to go in a limo or party bus whenever you want, as long as it works and fits their schedule. You can get a free hour to go anywhere with a limo, bus, or party bus schedule. We'll get you that information to your mother because you are doing so many amazing things, and they heard your story as well and just want to be able to honor you. So in addition to the $300, in addition to a shirt, and you're getting a free hour to be able to go anywhere, whenever. You can bring friends, you can do whatever, but we want you to know that we see you. You are awesome. You are doing amazing things. And this is a blessing from God through Kaylin's Caring Connection and our partners. We love you, and we are so, so happy for everything you're doing to help your mom.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. And I am so, so glad that your mom shared your story. Your story is so awesome. It is so moving. And I am just so glad to honor you because I know that caregiving is not easy. I can't imagine what you're doing for your mom. So that is awesome. I hope you enjoy everything that we will be allowing you to get. I'm so happy. And yeah, that is what we wanted to do. Is I don't know if your mom wants to say anything, but we are just so glad to have you both on. If you all want to say anything.
Thank you. I just want to thank y'all for picking him and hearing his story. And y'all are doing amazing things with the kids, and we just very thankful.
Of course, of course. We love you all so much. We're going to keep up with y'all and make sure everything is okay for y'all. We're going to make sure that we stay in contact so that we can support, we can make sure everybody's good, and we can allow everyone to know that youth caregivers are important and make sure that you all are okay. So thank you all so, so much. And we will be in contact with you to be able to get you everything and deliver everything. Thank you for joining, and I love you all so, so much.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. That y'all don't know how much joy, and I'm so happy that I got through that without crying and going down, because this means so much to me, just to be able to honor children, honor youth who are like me, who have different stories. Everybody's different. It doesn't even matter if they're caring for somebody. Everybody's unique. Everybody's different and nobody's the same. Everybody comes from different places, but that's what makes people special. And by honoring them and allowing them to know, it shows them that people still care. Because you see a lot of things going on in the world. People are showing hatred towards others. People are so mean for no reason. And just, I'm so glad, because you all, without you all's help, this would not be possible. Of course, I have been saying this whole time, but God is the person who motivates me to do this all. And he is just working through Kaylin's Caring Connection. This has been in my opinion, one of the greatest drives that I've ever done, because I've been able to truly see others. I mean, I know I've not been able to see them in person, which is sad, but I am also glad just to be able to honor them. And Miss Vicky, I don't know if you have any encouraging words you just want to give to them and the audience for future youth caregivers who are going to be put in that role.
Well, I would just say that, especially in dementia, that's where I work the most, and the soul remains. The soul remains. It doesn't matter how deep in the dementia they go. There is a component of the soul that remains. And a couple of those stories we saw where the person reached out to the young caregiver because the young caregiver had been so involved in their care. And I know that some days seem so long, and I understand that, but, the days are long, but the years are short. And, we only have our person in our life for an X amount of time because we're caregiving for them. So you think, oh gosh, another day. There will come a time when you would look back and just wish that you had one more day with your person. So in the way that they can take good care of their person and make a difference, they never know, what that will reap in their life. So I would just encourage them to stay the course, do what God has called them to do, and everything will always turn out okay.
Exactly. And one more blessing that is coming from my mom. We have a very special blessing that my mother is going to spearhead really quickly, because another person we know's story is so important. So we don't want to get off without recognizing her. We can't hear you, Mother.
Sorry about that. I muted myself. I apologize. Good evening, everyone. We do have one more person. I know she's been sitting back here patiently waiting, but there is another young lady who a friend of mine actually mentioned her to me. And she's actually been the caregiver for her grandfather, who happens to have dementia as well. And they recently put him in memory care. And so she's not only been caring for her grandfather, but also her grandmother. So personally, from myself and from my favorite girls, I wanted to honor Jordan. So I'm gonna pop her on. Hi, Jordan.
Hi, thank you.
She's been back here patiently waiting. Didn't know why she was coming on. I just asked her if she mind coming on. I know she's had a lot going on. She was gonna be on with Kaylin and just had some things that came up. But Jordan, we brought you on as well tonight because personally, from myself, from my favorite girls in Alzheimer's, I personally want to also bless you with a caregiver award. I know she's what year are you in college?
I'm a second year, so I'm not 18. I'm a little older, but
second year college student. But she's been doing this since she was younger as well. You around, I'm not sure how old you were, but I know you were younger from my understanding. And so on behalf of myself, my favorite girl in Alzheimer's, God, in connection with Kaylin's Caring Connection, you as well will be receiving a $100 Visa gift card, as well as a Youth Care 2T. So thank you so much for the sacrifices that you've been making for your grandmother, your grandfather. I know your grandmother recently has had some challenges, but you've been right there by their side. And so we want to applaud that and say thank you. We see you. You care for others. We care for you. So blessings to you. I'll be in contact with you tomorrow, and we will make sure that you get your award.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. You guys are doing amazing. It just reminds me because these are 14-year-olds and they don't have a license. I probably started when I got my license so I could drive my grandparents' places. But it blows my mind that you're 15 and you've started this. I think that's amazing.
Wow, thank you. And we love you and your story. You are doing amazing things to help your grandparents. And I know I care for my grandma, but I just am so, so happy and so proud just to be able to see you. Because even though you're older than me, that's somebody to look up to see, wow, you're going through college, you're doing all these things, but you're still making the active choice to care. So we applaud you and we thank you so much for just getting in contact with us so that we can bless you.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to following your journey and just seeing where it goes. Maybe I could help. I would love to be involved. This is such a great cause.
Of course, thank you. And we will be in contact because we definitely want to make sure that we stay in contact with you and just be able to do things to keep this movement going and to allow people to see what great things caregivers are doing, especially in the younger ages, and to be able to allow people to know that other people, youth matter, everybody matters, because you all are doing amazing things. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you so much.
I'm getting back off. It's all on you, Kaylin.
Oh, I got popped out. There we go. I got popped out for a second. But Miss Vicky, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm
I've
glad
enjoyed
you
being a
did.
part of this. It really is wonderful that you are awarded. I don't know anybody else in the nation right now that's doing anything for youth caregivers. So the fact that you are 15-year-old yourself and have two family members that you also take care of, it's just amazing what you're doing. And I applaud you for it.
Thank you so much. And of course, we'll be in contact with you, keeping up with you. Thank you again for being on the show. And we will definitely be talking later. I'm so, so glad you were on. Have a nice night.
Thank you. Take care.
Same to you. Now, to everybody watching, just you all don't know how much this show, I know this has been one of my longer shows. Thank you so much, Jima. To everyone who's commented, you don't know how much of a smile, how much you have brought on my face. This couple weeks just building up to this whole drive has been incredible. I cannot ask for a better drive. I wish I could do more because of COVID, but this has been amazing. I'm just being able to be here and be able to award other people. Thank you so much. I have no words. I'm so speechless because this has just been such an amazing drive, and I cannot do any of this without you all, and of course the support of God. So I thank you so, so much for everything that you are doing. Everybody who has connected, you all are doing amazing things. We'll have more things coming up because, again, we're not stopping. This is going to be an ongoing movement because I really feel that God is moving through us and allowing us to bless so many people by allowing people to know that youth care. So this is a movement, and you see this beautiful shirt I have on. Don't forget, they're on sale on the Kaylin's Caring Connection website. They are $12, available for youth and adult sizes small to extra large. You can check that out on www.kaylinscaringconnection.com/shop. And you can be able to see the different colors that we are offering. I have my purple on in spirit of my grandmother being able to care for them with Alzheimer's, but we have several shirts. If you happen to get a size that is larger than a extra large, it will be $15 just because of that. But I thank you all so much, and I love you all so much. Thank you for connecting with me tonight by coming on to the show and by just speaking and just by commenting, being active in this conversation. I love you all so much. Spring break is this week for the children. Like me, I'm so, so happy. Long time coming up and waiting for spring break. But if you are planning on doing anything, please be safe. Don't do anything that's going to put you in harm's way. Again, the pandemic is still going on, so have fun, but be safe at the same time, because I really don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want anybody to have to go through anything. Be safe on the roads for those traveling. Make sure that you are traveling not under the influence of anything. Just be safe. That's the best thing I can stress is be safe. Don't do anything that puts you in harm's way. I will be back on next Sunday. We'll still be pushing this and just being able to get people. But I'll be back on to talk more things with Kaylin's Caring Connection Inspiring Moments next Sunday and continue. Again, I thank you all so much and have an amazing week. I love you all. Bye.